What's up, guys? Lightweight looking stuff today, and maybe a heavier front squat. We'll see though. One more set of those, and then some light muscle snatch or muscle clean plus overhead press. It's only we'll get our last set done. Doesn't feel super great, but nothing was really irritated with the shoulder, which is good. Crazy, I already hit that person. Ear band. So now this is some regular old strict press. Now I'm just doing some overhead press. Let's do 3 sets of 10 with just 50 kilos, so light for both. Shoulders are a little crackly, but everything's crackly nowadays. To do a 110 kilo press? I would hope not. I would hope not. Ear band. Those goofballs that join these live streams. I got heavy real quick. Nice thing with all these reps is it's not feeling cold out here anymore. Yeah, maybe. But if you need that for 110 pound overhead presses, then you're pretty sad. My shoulders are extremely fatigued. Thankfully, they don't hurt. They're just crackling, kind of like how my knees will, but in a way that's not painful. So definitely think I picked the correct exercises for the day. What's up, Jay? Just doing some strict pressing. I'm gonna do some pulls at snatch pulls at 100 kilos, and then some front squats. So we'll see how those are feeling. Might just do the front squat first though, and then do the pulls. So that makes more logical sense, since pulls are pretty easy for me. But one more set of 10. My shoulders are pretty fatigued though. A little worried I'm not going to be able to finish a set of 10 with only 50 kilos. I should be able to. The last couple in that last set started to burn. Oh, that felt really hard. Cheese and rice bat, man. Whew. All right. Vouchers. Yeah, Luke, you caught me. That's what you need for 50 kilo presses. We're in a front squat now. I held on my chest too. That was kind of crazy. I think that just means that that's what I need to do is more pressing, more high volume, high repetition pressing. Not really for my chest, but if I get some extra chest work, I suppose that's all right. I'm gonna use my heavy sleeve. I'm gonna cheat as much as I can. A 50 kilo press. I like the trolling. It's all pyramid of lies. Nobody can strict press 50 kilos for sets of 10. I actually have been able to do a 50 kilo strict press for like high reps since I really started pressing, like, what, 8 years ago at this point. Doesn't mean I was good at or strong then. My shoulders are perpetually weak. Although high reps and the overhead press are really hard to progress because the muscles that you're using are smaller, so they fatigue faster, and there's less auxiliary muscles that can take over to help you complete a grindy rep versus like a deadlift where you're backing around more, or a squat where you can pitch over more. So it makes it more difficult to grind out those either high intensity reps or high volume sets. Doesn't mean obviously you don't shy away from them, but you're more likely to get to a weight that looks good, then go up a little bit and then fail. But the catch-22 with that is because the muscles are smaller, they recover faster, so you can basically do whatever with your shoulders as far as going heavy or volume. For the most part, volume is a little bit more tricky, but like you can kind of max out your overhead press every day and it not really affect training too much to a certain point. Man, this sleeve's it's not fun to get over my calves. I have been cursed with big calves. If only I was a bodybuilder and cared about the size of my calves. Oh. It's not too bad when you got the tight pants over it. Like some of us normal humanoids. So I did 175 a couple days ago, beltless, and with my just light wraps. So if I could do that same weight, that'd be pretty dope. Be pretty dope. Man, you guys write books. I'm an old man. Y'all make me put my glasses on. Y'all youngins. Ewins. Ewins, as a southern gentleman might say. Luca, first you're accusing me of using drugs, and now you're trying to give me... What's up, Reed? Luca here is accusing me of being on steroids when I'm pressing 50 kilos. He's caught me. I'm in the back shed, gearing up for 50 kilo sets of 10. Nobody does that. Nobody can do that. No, you didn't miss much. So I did some muscle snatch plus strict. I'm putting the abbreviation as SGP, so snatch grip press. So I've written it down so much now at this point. But this muscle snatch plus SGP for sets of 5, and I actually didn't feel too bad. My shoulder is crackly, but kind of like how my knees are, or I'm sure how anyone's knees are really at this point in their lives, where everything's just kind of crackly, not really in a painful way. But I've been doing a lot of stretching. I actually was doing it when students are doing like their warm up, so I'm watching them go, and I'm just doing some like basic door stretches, and then muscle clean plus overhead press. I actually might push the front squat and just do a heavy single. And then focus on getting the volume in the back squats every other day. At least for today. I know tomorrow I have conferences again, so I won't be able to train probably. Unless I did more muscle snatches and stuff like I did today, but I probably just won't train at all. 5x5 pause front squat, you just hate yourself. That is not... Although I will say, pause front squats, I don't know why. I remember doing a pause front squat with like 170 kilos, which I think is around, I think I've done like 175 with a pause front squat. I'm strangely good at pauses, and just, well, I guess in the pause in the front and the back squat, but particularly in the front squat. Well, yeah, if you're like you were just kind of getting back into it, it's not necessarily bad. I like practicing that bounce with it because, what you might call it, you're just getting back into it, so it's not as important. But my pause front squats are strangely, not for repetitions, certainly at all, but for like a single is strangely good at a high percentage. And I think it's just because when I fail a front squat, it pitches me forward, so doing a pause doesn't necessarily not help me, but I still have the same issue with pitching forward, regardless of whether it's a pause or a regular, and with similar loads of weight at intensity, so I can usually pause squat pretty high. So I don't really do pause front squats for that reason. It doesn't really... I tend to have more of an issue with that bounce, and that bounce will sometimes pitch me forward even more. So the pause helps in that sense, but I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like if I did a lot of volume in the front squat, it probably would be more useful. If I was doing a 5x5 front squat though, I wouldn't be doing 5 pauses. That sounds miserable. I would do 4 and then pause on the last one. That sounds more doable, but yeah, and it's weird because it's different than the clean. For me, the clean, the bounce out of the clean is very natural, and I think that's probably a reason why when I'm really strong in the front, when the clean, it usually gets pretty close to what I can front squat. When I did my best clean at 175, I think my best front squat was still 190 at that point. Granted, the clean was like really maximal. So when I'm doing like 170 cleans, or if I'm able to, usually means I can do like 185 in the front squat. That's usually a really high percentage. Although like the Sega strength people, they talk about it not correlating, but I have found a very strong correlation between my front squat and my clean. If I'm able to front squat a weight, I can usually get pretty close to cleaning it. And that's, to me, I think that's a big reason is that, yeah, for the most part, like I've done 180 recently, and I have done, like when I did my last competition, I think I was like 20 kilos difference from what I clean and jerked and what I front squatted. But at the absolute like peak of my powers, when I did like 190, I did 175 or like one. It was like 192. Maybe it was a little bit more. Maybe I'm exaggerating in reverse because my front squat might have been more. But it's less of a thing of like, oh, my clean is super efficient or I have really good clean technique. It's more so as a fact that my front squats look, it's kind of like an overhead press. It looks really easy until it doesn't, and then I just fail it. But it doesn't mean that I'm not strong enough to, in theory, do that weight. It's like I can't grind out front squats very effectively. So it just results in me having a good ratio to clean the front squat. So I guess I'm bad at front squats, but it's more so the way I'm built. It's kind of like how I can deadlift like what my best clean is 175, so I can do more than 200 or not 200 kilos, like more than double what my best clean is. So um, yeah, that's like the biggest thing is just dumping it. But I'll do so many reps, and that's why I almost hate looking at the videos of it, especially like when I fail it. But it's like I'll move and it's going perfectly fine, then I just whoop throw. It looks like I just literally just gave up on it. But I know like during the lift it was like slipping off, or like I was pitched forward where it's just in my wrist. Just can't grind through that position like you can with a back squat or a deadlift. But speaking of deadlifts, so it might be a fun session to watch for that. So I'm gonna do a front squat. Because I won't be able to train tomorrow. I am the program I've done for one day. Not that I've done it. I'm not necessarily going off of it because I did the light weightlifting stuff. But I'm gonna do a heavy front squat. I brought my belt. I got my big sleeves on, and then I'm gonna do a heavy deadlift. In theory, I did 280 for 3 last week. Not that I particularly care about like a repetition to 1 rep max single, but I would like to do more than 280 today. That'd be pretty fun. If I could do 300, that would be really really fun. But I don't know how much fun I'm gonna have. That's what we don't know. But we're a front squat now. Warm up my legs a little bit. And if anything, the front squat will actually probably help my deadlift. That's what I've always noticed. My best deadlift all my best deadlifts have been after doing other stuff. I very rarely, I would say the best warm up for deadlifts, if you're just gonna PR like peak it, is like power snatches, power cleans, and then the deadlifts. But what's up, Fallout? But what should we call it? That's usually the best to warm up. Well, at least I found on my lifetime PR session, not necessarily doing powers, but doing weightlifting stuff. I almost don't deadlift. If I do a heavy deadlift, it means I did other stuff as well. Um, I appreciate you stopping by at any point, Reed. But man, what time is it where you're at, Reed? If you're doing a tour this late, I guess when you work at a hospital, it's kind of whenever. It's kind of always. I say that, but my mom was a nurse growing up, so she worked from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So I know the hours are they can be crazy. All right, we'll see what we can do in the front squats. Central time. Oh. Everything goes better in the dungeon, but yeah. So hopefully I can beat your pod's front squat with mine. But I'm cheating. I'm using the bounce. So in theory, we'll hit 175, maybe 180. That's really to be determined. But 300 would be nice on a deadlift. I don't want to put that kind of pressure on myself though. We'll just focus on getting to 170. All right. No belt yet though. We need to cheat. Hey, have a good one, Reed. All right. 70 kilos. Honestly, legs feel pretty good. Legs feel pretty good. But we'll be smart. I want to go to 120 and just drill right to 150. We'll be smart. All right. 110. Then we belt up. Oh, I felt a little heavier. Felt a little bit more heavy. Alright, we're going to do this one, and then I want to play music, so I'm going to hop off the live. I'm going to hop off the live, and you guys can't stop me. But we'll do 140. I slipped. I'm a slippy slidey. Alright, we're going up. Deuces though. I want to listen to music.